16, takes on Yuya Yamamoto. The Cinderella story of 2009. Yuya Yamamoto had a run to the final where he lost against Koharua Maki in the K-1 Max Japan tournament. Howie was injured, so Yuya got the call up for the final 16 and had a decision win over K-1 Max Korean champion Shi Bin Lim. Can he keep the Japanese flag flying in the K-1 Max finals? Yuya Yamamoto now the sole hope of Japan. Or will the informed Gago Drago go to the final four for the first time ever in his career?
Yamamoto Yuya! K-1 ワールドワッツ2008ベスト8ドラゴ
Great ovation for Drago. Made it to the K-1 Max Final 8 last year where he lost to Masato by decision in a thrilling fight here at the Budokan. If he wins here tonight, as I said, it'll be the furthest that Drago has ever gone. According to the bookmakers, they have Drago at $1.57 for the win here tonight. Yuya Yamamoto at $2.45. A recent K1 fans poll has Yamamoto at 26% for the win, Drago at an overwhelming 73% for the win, following that scintillating effort in the final 16 where he decisioned Yoshihiro Sato. We are ready for 3 by 3 minute rounds. The winner advances to the final four. In October at the Yokohama Arena. Michael Chavello, Mike Kogan with you ringside. Drago in the black trunks coming off a win via TKO against William Dienda in Amsterdam on May 16. He's gone 3-2 in his last 5. 5-4-1 in his last 10, Drago. Inside thigh kicks here from Yuya Yamamoto, the man who I like to call the human sponge. He can absorb enormous punishment, can Yamamoto. And we'll see if the Cinderella story continues for him here tonight. Good outside thigh kick from Drago. Left hook from Yamamoto. They're staying on the inside, very close to each other early on. Not a lot of movement, trading and center in. Nice uppercut, rock the chin back from Drago. And he tags him with the right hand.
Very similar styles they both have. They're both pretty aggressive. So they, as you can see, they've just elected to just stand there and pretty much exchange punches. Yamamoto looks a little more relaxed. Drago looks a little stiff, but you know, that changes as the round progresses.
Outside thigh kick, just trying to tenderize the leg quadricep area from Gago Drago. Wild uppercut almost took out the ring lights from Yamamoto. Peppers the jab a couple of times. Goes to the body. Doubles up off the tipping lead hand. Diesel piston on an uppercut and a turning right hand from Gago Drago. Step up knee to the midsection from Drago.
Drago wisely circles out. He almost got pushed against the ropes over there, which is probably not a good idea against Yamamoto.
Nice kick to the inside lead thigh from Drago. Weaves out of the way of the high left round kick, counting the right hand down the tube as Drago checks a low kick, fires an uppercut. We're going to put the chin through the top of the head with a step-up knee there, Gago Drago. This one was always going to be a war of attrition between two men who like to stand toe-to-toe and just bang it out. High right round kick from Drago, going for the headache maker. Wild uppercut, looking for the body, goes to the chin. Nice left hook from Drago. Yuya Yamamoto taking more shots than an alcoholic here in the first round, and Drago is scoring nicely with the hands, Mike.
But unfazed though. I mean, he's taking his shots.
He's the sponge.
But he doesn't seem to be phased at all by it.
He absorbs them. One of those punches getting through for Yuya. Drago goes upstairs, then fires a teep kick to the midsection. Inside thigh kick from Yamamoto. 25 seconds remaining. First round of 3, final 8. Who will go through to the final 4 in October?
I think Drago needs to start getting a little higher output on his leg kicks. And circle. Right there. Front kick and circle. Get out of there. I don't know why he's standing there.
Inside of 10 seconds. Drago looking for that right hand. Kills it around the back of the lead glove of Yamamoto. Into the first round. We go to the towels. Mike Duncan, your call.
I say a 10-10 round.
10-10 says Mike Kogan. I'll go a 10-9 round for Gago Drago, though it could very well be a drawn round. Not a lot in it at all. Double forearms guard there from Gago Drago. Continually went hunting with the uppercut on Yamamoto as Yamamoto fires one of his own off the lead hand in that exchange. Little shoulder shrug there and a high right round kick from Drago. It is a drawn first round. Mike Kogan on the money, 10 points apiece. Say all three judges.
That's right. Don't argue with Big Mike, even though I'm only 5'6". But hey, this is K-1 Max, so I'm right in the right size.
We are ready to roll. Second round of three, drawn first round.
You're more of a Grand Prix guy yourself.
Here we go. Second of three, and nothing separating them after one. Good jab outside thigh kick from Gago Drago. Really does get a good body torque behind those high kicks from Drago. Overhand right from the Armenian, sticks the jab in the kisser. Cracks away to the elbow. You can already see the reddening under the right elbow to the right side of the carcass of Yuya Yamamoto. Nice turning right hand from Drago.
That was a beautiful combination, uppercut and an overhand right. But then Yamamoto comes right back. They have very, very similar styles. I mean, if they can keep this up, this will have to go into the extension round. If they can keep this up for another 2 rounds, I don't see how they can decide unless somebody gets dropped.
Outside thigh kick from Drago. Snappy right hand to the jawline. Jumping knee from Drago. Yuya backs him up momentarily. Hits him with a good inside thigh kick as Drago goes for the meet and greet. Thumping left hand from Drago. And again, turns him with the lead hook. Yamamoto goes for the liver. Such a good tight guard on Gago Drago. Again looking for that high knee, throws the right, gets countered with the right hand from Yamamoto, who backs off the Armenian. And Drago wants a Donnybrook. He wants to brawl.
And so does Yamamoto. He's right there in his face. He's not moving anywhere.
The Cinderella story. Yuya Yamamoto showing no respect here for Drago. Tags him with the right hand and catches one back. Pushes off, looking for the distance to work the high lead round kick. Good liver shot from Yamamoto. Drago returns the favour. They're almost mirroring each other here in the second round.
Because they're so evenly matched. You know, you get 2 brawlers in there, and we're talking Arturo Gatti, Mickey Ward here. The late Arturo Gatti.
Good rib kick from Drago. Right hand lead, nicely done. And Yamamoto continually coming forward. Great cardio on both of these men.
This is all-out war. This is beautiful. Look at it. No defense. Nobody's defending. They're just punching away. That's all right. And Yamamoto's right there in his face. I don't want to say I'm shocked because he's in the final 8, so he obviously deserves to be here. But you're right. The Cinderella story is he got the second life when Kobe wasn't able to continue it.
The Highland ground kick. Drago was wobbled. Yamamoto going after him in the neutral corner. Drago forced to cover up. Forced to tie him up. Yamamoto, house of fire in the neutral corner. He tagged him with the high kick, then unloaded with the hands. Yuya Yamamoto, more combinations than a Sudoku puzzle here in the second round. Nice left hook from Drago. Yamamoto to the body. Smack bang on the nose. Smack bang on the nose. What a round. What a round.
Yeah, we don't even need to talk about who won this round. Stevie Wonder would have given this to Drago. No, just kidding. Yamamoto definitely takes this round, you know, for sure. Great combinations. I mean, just, you know, still brawling just like he was in the first round, but getting through a lot more to defenses. And I think that's the difference between in this fight. It's starting to shift to where Yamamoto is getting through the defenses of Drago.
Here you have it, 10-9. Say all three judges to Yamamoto. And this crowd is cheering on the Cinderella story. Now, what's interesting here? I can actually see Melvin Manoff over in the corner or behind the corner of Yuya Yamamoto screaming across to Gago Drago saying, come on!
Yeah, countryman. You're a countryman and teammates. because Drago is represented by Showtime and so is Melvin.
And have a look at this, Yuya Yamamoto going toe-to-toe again on the front foot.
And it worked.
Jab, 2 uppercut, wild one from Drago. Yamamoto, beautiful boxing skill here in centering, covers up against the high right round kick. No, folks, this is not on fast forward. This is K-1 Max. The most exciting fight circuit on the planet, bar none. And listen to the chants, Yuya, 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 they say. And Yuya comes forward. Drago tries to tie him up and turn him with the right hand again. Yamamoto, the sponge, just absorbing everything the Armenian throws at him. Stiff right hand from Drago. I tell you what, if you're a betting man, you could have gotten $2.45 on Yuya for the win here tonight.
I was just getting ready to say that, but, you know, it's a much better round for Drago this round. I think he has, you know, higher output. He's landing a lot of punches. But unfortunately for him, Yamamoto is right there in his face. He just can't seem to get that little bit of an edge on him.
High right round kick from Yamamoto. Uppercut had no mustard behind it from Drago. A clash front kick. Oh, rolling heel kick. Yamamoto getting airborne. And so too does Drago with a jumping knee. On the inside, he's going to come up trumps in this exchange. Short knee to the midsection from both men. 1 minute 10 remaining in the third round of what has been an absolute barn burner.
And I think at this point the conditioning is also starting to pay dividend, and Yuya Yamamoto looks like the fresher of the two fighters. And I think that's the difference here because it's such a close round. I mean, in reality, you know, it's still a close round, this one is. But
don't forget, against Yoshihiro Sato in the final 16, it was here that Drago rallied. It was here that Drago pegged the fight back and pushed it into an extension round.
Right, and he's going to have to do exactly the same thing now. And you know what? That's what makes Drago an exciting fighter. You know, none of his fights are won easily, so to speak. He has to earn every one of his victories.
How about the audacity of Yuya Yamamoto in the third round pulls out a spinning hook kick?
And Yuya Yamamoto is cut pretty badly. Pretty badly, and Drago needs to take advantage of it now.
That blood is like waving
right
a red curtain in front of a bull. Drago will go after the cut. He is a nasty fighter, is Gago Drago. And the referee calls break. They will look over that cut. It's a bad one right over the right eye.
Well, this fight will continue, of course, because only 11 seconds left.
Have a look at that. That is on the eyelid.
No, it's a nasty cut, but with 11 seconds to go, I think he can survive 11 seconds.
The question is,
if it goes into the extension,
exactly,
the fight
there's
will be
no way
called.
it could go on. No way, no.
They're going to call.
Okay.
Don't give him 11 seconds because he'll live.
And look at the desperation on Yamamoto. He knows that it won't go into an extension round with that cut.
His mouthpiece is out of his mouth. Yamamoto's mouthpiece is on the mat.
A standing ovation! What a fight! That was an absolute war! Oh, Mike Kogan, that is what Max is truly all about.
I mean, a phenomenal fight. You know what? You don't even talk about this fight. People, you just seen it. This fight speaks for itself. I mean, it was a phenomenal show of atrocity, skills, heart, dedication, you name it. It was all in there. And Yuya Yamamoto, I think, surprised a lot of people, especially those who only gave him 26% chance of winning. You know, as he said yesterday at the press conference, you know, he's lucky. He feels lucky because, you know, Kohei got injured and he was able to step in back into the final 16. You know, he said, I'm not even supposed to be here, but I am here, so I feel lucky, and I'm gonna carry that luck all the way to the finals.
Let's see if the Cinderella story continues his fairy tale run. First judge. 30-29 for Yuya Yamamoto. Looks like a Japanese Rambo with the headband like that. He's done it! He has done it! Yamamoto is through to the final four! And once again,